Okay, so Vanessa, thank you so much, first of all, for coming to chat with me today. And I'd love if you would share a little bit about your experience in our Elixir membership and what it really has, what it's really brought to your life, what it offers you. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had class this morning, and I was thinking during the class, so I was away at the weekend, and it felt like I was in a different world and a bit of a whirlwind, and I was exhausted yesterday and woke up this morning for class. And even the regularity of the Tuesday morning classes, and I've been doing them for a while now, so everything like that sort of settling that happens in
Mm.
the class, I was like, oh, thank God, because I know where I am now. It's like it's Tuesday morning. I'm set up not just for the week, but in terms of it really, I suppose, brings me back to myself and very much into my body. So that was a sweet thing this morning of just really helping me land and be clear on what's going on. And there's so many things it offers me. Like again, this morning was really energizing, and probably if I only could use one word, it would be empowering. Like
Mm.
empowering for my own health, particularly in relation to the organs. Like I don't know any other work that really comes into knowing myself in that very, very physical way. And I like to think the work that I do already does that. And this is just a really different aspect that I haven't found anywhere else. So
Mm.
this empowering sense of, oh, actually, I think I'm gonna work on my liver for a while, and that thing of not needing to um outsource somebody else's intelligence over my system. Like I have this problem with my right shoulder, and I've gone to many people about it, and I can't, nothing is working. And yet in the mornings and the classes, the shaking is particularly useful. The twisting of like the flying bird that we did this morning
Mhm.
is particularly useful. And they're so easy for me to do maybe for 3 minutes, 2 mornings a week or 3 mornings a week. So I like all this accessibility where I don't even need to roll out a yoga mat,
Mm.
that it's just very easy to incorporate it into my life. And that is what I think classes should be, that they should be about how to incorporate them into your life. And it's not just about the hour-long class or whatever it is that we do.
Yeah, and I think that's a particular interest that I have in terms of teaching as well, is to make it like really useful in your life to be able to integrate it and kind of give examples of how to kind of use it. And I know in Elixir we have so many amazing women in our membership. Like honestly, I look around the in Zoom and I'm like, it's incredible. There's so many women who work in somatics. We have yoga teachers. We have artists who do like energetic portraits. We have writers who've like written and directed short films, journalists, uh, coaches in feminine leadership. It's just incredible, like the wealth of knowledge, the experience that's in the room, that's in the community as well. And and so it feels like it feels like it's at a higher level in terms of like self-care because we do a lot of energy work and not everybody's maybe ready for that. So it's quite a unique group of women in a room
Mhm.
together. And I think we really feel that. We really feel that group feel that group energy as well.
Mhm.
And so I'm curious how it maybe supports you because you're someone who serves other people in your work. You might want to share as well what
Mhm.
kind of work you do. So I'm curious as to how Elixir might support you in the work that you do.
Yeah. Well, firstly, I'm a mum, so that's really
Mhm.
necessary for the supporting myself. And the work that I do, yeah, I mean, teaching classes. So I teach movement classes, dance, and somatics, like Feldenkrais. And then I also coach and have one-on-one sessions here in the cabin. And one of the most sort of straightforward ways is this coming back into myself, all the grounding techniques. But I also really loved, when you talk about actually, it's not just about grounding, there's this accessing something, this violet light, and whatever other interpretations I might say, accessing, yeah, like whatever invisible supports there are in that direction. So for me, even that this morning was another source or another way of oh yeah, okay, that's another useful tool. That's another thing. And again, the practicalities of adding it in just like that, like you said this morning, it doesn't have to be a 20-minute practice. It's so easy to access. And especially, because we're doing it in the class and it's practicing and practicing. Uh, so there's that. There's those sorts of supports like that. I mean, there's just even all the knowledge and experience that I'm absorbing from you and from the community, and how that is building my sense of self. And then I bring that into the room, obviously. So that's huge. And that's the same with the kids, bringing my more of my whole self every time that I'm supporting others. And then I wanted to say, like, as you were talking about sort of that it's very energetic work, and maybe other people, so the people in the room who's are ready for it. And then there's also this really practical, like, oh, ginger tea. I don't even have to go out and buy ginger tea bags. I can just slice some ginger and make ginger tea, and cloves and fennel seeds and all this sort of stuff that's coming in a very, again, easy to do. And I think that makes me feel, I'm just thinking about like me in the morning, that makes me um more in contact. Oh, I want to have this kind of tea. Oh, maybe I think I need this right now. Maybe it's this kind of uplifting or this kind of cleansing or this kind of whatever. And so the conversation I'm having with myself is like the checking in that I'm doing with myself is just becoming easier, or there's more portals for it. Oh, like even making a cup of tea can be, oh, what kind of tea do I really want now? And checking in and thinking through. And obviously, anybody can do that at any time, but it's the reminders and it's the community aspect and it's the you asking the questions and other people answering and the inspiration that comes from that. So there's something very wholesome. So maybe it's not always in a very direct way in terms of how it supports me, support others, but it's the simplicity of like when I'm at home or how I'm living my daily life, and how that in itself, as that changes and becomes more of a conversation with myself, more awareness, more self-knowledge, then how that just naturally supports me and infuses the things that I do.
Mm. Wow, that's so beautiful. Yeah. And I think sometimes, as a space holder, the self-care sometimes can become like a bit of a thing on the to-do list. It can almost be hard to do, even though, like, most people in Elixir, they know all the things, you know?
Yeah.
And there is something about, like, what I notice is there is something about that group energy and that community and that accountability and showing up together each week and each season. It's this moving through the seasons as well. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
that also then the connecting with nature. Like, I mean, I don't know how many years ago I heard about eating seasonally, and I was, I could relate that to what I was growing in the garden at the time. But this is like a whole other level of eat this again. the leaves falling off the trees. It's so simple and it's outside my front door. So that remembering and connecting and learning and hearing, like even the decluttering at this time of year, this autumn time of year, I didn't put that together, and that feels so good. And this is a bit of a sideline, but I pulled an oracle card from somebody else's deck over the weekend, and it was the frog. And the frog is all decluttering, and it was this whole thing about letting go and decluttering. And I just thought that's so interesting given everything we were working with and how that's reflected in nature. I love that, by the way. I just want to say again, I mean, the dance practice I do, the movement medicine, is absolutely connected with the elements. So I really appreciate again that this is a different aspect of connecting with the elements it's very tangible.
Mm.
It's really tangible in the daily living experience. It's not so it's funny that it's sort of energetic and yet it's not ethereal and inaccessible. It's really grounded, which for me is makes it very easy to access.
Mm. Beautiful. And I know one of the things that we do is we focus a lot on our sexual wellness and really connecting in with our womb, our sexual organs, and really putting this on the table as part of our self-care, our sexual wellness. Yeah, how's that been for you? And I know you host a Chi Circle as well, so maybe you want to share a little bit about the kind of chats that happen without without breaking confidentiality. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So the cheese circles are I love them. Like it's a pleasure to uh host them or facilitate them. Um and it's always the everybody always says the same thing of it's so hard to access this kind of conversation somewhere else. And yeah, very often it's about um sex, whether it's like pleasure, whether it's with another person, whether it is the aspect of shame around it. Um, and I think it's so freeing and liberating for us to be able to have those conversations and to talk in detail. There was one funny one where someone was in a park and it was just that, we were having a conversation and she had her earphones in. And so there was kind of this like sneaky, like bold, naughty aspect of it because she was a little bit whispering and like checking behind her to see if anyone was going to be able to hear what she said. And we were just all really enjoying the almost the innocence. I was going to say the childishness, but the innocence of the glee and the excitement around these things that are almost new to us in this way of being fun and free and open and expressive. And for me, it blows my mind that it's not just okay to self-pleasure. It's not just, not shameful, but actually that it's a healing process. Like that's just for me, you know.
Yeah, and I guess we've brought this more then into the like the womb work as well, where we have like this co-creation portal. And this was a co-creation between you and me actually during a
Mhm.
meditation in our
Mhm.
advanced elixir. We both had the same thought. And
Mhm.
yeah, and then and we have our womb work, which is where we do practices connecting the heart and the womb. And then we go into like a co-working hour. So to really bring that sexual energy, which is the creative energy, and to bring it into our life, whether that's creative projects, whether it's your work, whatever it is. We've had people doing different things like planning the rest of their year. People have been working on like their website or yeah, like decluttering, whatever. Yeah, it's been really great to see that flourish as well as a project.
Yeah, for me, that's a wonderful space. And again, an eye-opening thing to know that I can access, and particularly in community, even easier or stronger maybe, that I can go, oh, there's this creative stuff that I want to do, but I'm not even feeling creative, and maybe I'll just dot, dot, dot. So to have this very, again, tangible, oh, actually, I'm just going to do this practice or I'm going to access, and that there's a connection between my heart and my womb, and
Mm.
how the, and particularly obviously with the womb, I really can grasp the sense of fertility and, you know, almost like imaginational power that is there to be used. So I love that co-creative space. And actually, we debated doing it twice a month. So I've marked it in my calendar, which is tomorrow morning is the morning, would be the other, one. So I've marked it in my calendar, and it's marked, I've like, that's it. That's what I'm doing is the same thing. It's just not co-working.
Ah,
Um,
good on
but
you.
yeah, it's just so worthwhile, right?
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
Great. Anything else you feel like sharing about Elixir in terms of what it offers you, what it means to you?
We'd be almost repeating, but it's just that same sense of coming together of, like, it's more than just a class. And I like to think my classes are more than just a class as well, as in it's not just
Mm.
rocking up, doing a thing and leaving, that there is connection, there's a sense of community, there's a sense of commonality as well, which feels a little bit like home or very supportive just in its own self. So for me, that's huge. And then, of course, there's the chi circles and the master classes on top of that, and the communities uh, app, I guess, page, whatever that is. Um, yeah, so all of that feels a little bit like belonging, like, oh, there's another tribe, even though I don't have contact really with anybody outside of it except through the community. So it's not about that, it's just about knowing that, yeah, that I belong and that I fit, and that in itself is very supportive, and knowing that, yeah, yeah. And also the tangibility of it, like for me, that's huge, you know. Like I wonder how many times a day uh something from it lands with me, which would be quite a few times a day, whether it's simple or not simple, whether it's a conscious, like, okay, I'm going to do 10 or 20 minutes of this, or whether it's just about the tea or the knees. I've been doing, yeah, over the weekend a lot. I was assisting at a fantastic dance workshop for the whole weekend, and there was, times where grounding was in, and I was right in with my feet on the floor, the heels, the knees, the turning of the pelvis, like right there straight away. So there's also that, even when I'm not planning it. So yeah, the accessibility of it is really big, which again, I just think that's what we're here to do, right? It's not just teach something that lasts an hour. It's uh, offer the possibility of real change. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Vanessa. I really appreciate everything that you've shared now. So,
My
yeah.
pleasure. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.